As someone who likes his RPGs, I always gave one of the MiHoYoverse free-to-play anime gacha hellholes a chance. But each one of them managed to make me quit again really fast for one reason or another. So what you might have guessed is that there actually happens to be a game that managed to break the cycle. And that is MiHoYo's newest attempt on a gacha urban action RPG called Zenless Zone Zero. The game takes place in a futuristic post-apocalyptic world, where humanity has to fight for survival against so-called ethereals. You take the role of one of two siblings, Bell or Wise, who are so-called proxies. Proxies are people that help agents navigate through the other side of portals and complete their missions. The agents that you will control in the combat sections are all part of a faction, like for example Bellbog Industries, which is a group of construction workers, or Victoria Housekeeping, who, as you might have guessed, are a group of housekeepers. And helping these factions with their problems related to the ethereals is pretty much everything I can tell you about this game's story without explaining each chapter in detail and spoiling it. Gameplay-wise, even though Zenless Zone Zero can be classified as an action RPG, there's much more to it than just smashing enemies. For one, the many sceneries of the post-apocalyptic safe place New Erido can be explored by foot, and offer several opportunities to interact with its citizens. For example, the shops that offer upgrades, customization options, or in some cases, like the arcade, even minigames. Furthermore, you can meet characters or even some agent that will give you some side quests, or simple interactions that will deepen your relationship with them, that will then result in the opportunity to unlock rare upgrade items. But the main dish in Zenless Zone Zero are the several types of missions. The weakest would be some sort of daily missions where you fight a small group of enemies for some upgrade materials. On top of that, you can take part in several types of side quests, ranging from simple combat sections to riddles, or a mix of the two. But my favorite type of side content are the side quests for the agents, where you get to know their individual backstories, which in my opinion is even better than a lot of the main quests that don't really differ from any other side mission gameplay wise. Speaking of the agents, those are what makes the gameplay interesting for me, because the enemies, while being generally well designed, do not really vary that much. But all of the agents on the other hand are unique in one way or another that really helps mixing up the gameplay. On top of that, because each character has an element type, a combat style and is part of a faction that you can combine to get boosts in combat, mixing up your party becomes much more interesting. If you're asking yourself if you will even get the opportunity to try out different characters without paying into the gacha mechanics, from my experience you will earn more than enough resources to unlock many of the characters that are in the game so far. I even got the new police type character that is pronounced Yu Yen, according to what I could find online, with several thousands of polychrome left in my balance. So from my experience, the gacha mechanics are pretty tame, unless you really want to unlock everything there is. So to sum things up, Zenless Zone Zero will not win a prize for having an innovative story or gameplay mechanics, but for a game that despite its gacha mechanics is completely free to play, it is actually fun for a few hours from time to time. So if you don't want to spend any money but still want a solid action RPG, as the first MiHoYo game that was actually fun to play in my opinion, you should give Zenless Zone Zero a chance. If you watch until now, thank you for that. Maybe consider liking and subscribing if you don't want to miss any future videos. And I hope to see you next time.